Good evening, Educators First Group. I am Michelle Potvin. Sorry about yesterday. But here I am today. I am a therapist. I'm a coach. I've been doing actually a lot of trauma work over the past 10 years, and I run 2 free Facebook groups, Divorce Victim to Victorious Woman. It is a group all about divorce and learning to heal, how to heal. There's a lot of support that happens in it. I also have another free group called Courageously Confident Women, which is like it sounds like. It's about being a woman and learning how to be more courageous and confident. And I am excited to be here tonight. And what I decided to talk about was a little life detox, which, especially given the year that everybody's had, given everything that's going on, I think it's a really good idea every once in a while to reset yourself. And the life detox is just as good for your mental health, your physical health, as the physical or gut detox that people do sometimes, either by fasting or by taking in certain stuff. And what it is just day to day, even without extra situations happening in your life that are negative or impactful, we are just connected all the time to a lot of things that are going on. And what can result is just underlying stress, and that underlying stress builds up and builds up over time. It makes it so that people can be overly irritable or snappy with people. It makes it so you're not sleeping as well. It results in digestive issues sometimes for people. And it's just this underlying current of stress that happens constantly. And we're not always choosing to like buy into it or interact in a way that creates stress. It's just kind of there and it's building up. So what the life detox does is it helps you look and see like what things are actually adding to the stress, what things are taking away from the stress, what things do you want to choose and actually allow to keep in your life, because it's up to you. You do not have to continuously consume these things that are, basically toxic to your mental health. So I'll go over the areas, the different things that it's good to kind of look at and see where some of these stressors or toxic things are coming from. And then we'll do a little bit of a practice. So you could go big, you could go really big and you could detox all the way and you would feel fantastic. Or you can pick and choose a couple of areas that you'd like to start with and start to recognize, how is that improving or impacting your overall physical and mental health. Big, really big. So the top tier, I guess, is global. On a global scale, we are taking in a lot of stuff that impacts us without us realizing, because we have this part of our brain that unconsciously is scanning the world for danger all the time. And so when we are putting ourselves in situations where we're listening to or viewing or whatever things that are dangerous or impactful for other people, we still are absorbing some of that. Our brain is still reacting as if we're in that situation. It's just a different intensity. So on that bigger scale, the global scale is looking at what are you consuming in the news, obviously. What are you being subjected to as far as the TV shows that you're watching, the movies that you're watching, even if you're Netflixing and you're choosing what it is that you're looking at, pay attention to how your brain and your body are responding to that. So that's the bigger global scale. Definitely, if you're thinking of some things or have some ideas while I'm going through this, you can toss them in the comments or, oh, hey Mallory, or even later when you're watching the replay, toss them in the comments so other people maybe can learn some of these ideas from you also. Yeah. And then on a more social scale, which you may choose to engage in or not as much, is looking at what are you being exposed to on social media. And I know a lot of you have seen that show. What is it? The Social Dilemma, right? And so it talks about how as we're liking things and we're reacting to things or commenting things, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they're choosing what to show us, right? So in a way, we're kind of passively active in what we're consuming on these social media platforms, but really looking at, doing a detox on those social media platforms. How would that help you with what it is that you're being exposed to as far as like what's toxic for you? Another thing really is like looking at your job. So when are there things, components in your job that are, creating some sort of toxic feelings for you, stress, impacting how you're functioning day to day? Just kind of looking at that one. You can use that for the practice if you want to when we get there. Also, on that social scale is your religion, and actually thinking back, the political affiliations that you have. Regardless, I'm not getting into what they are, but just for yourself, noticing what it is that you're pulling in and how that's impacting you, and if you want to do a little bit of a detox. And then on the more personal level, we have the people that you surround yourself with, the ones that you actually choose to spend your time with, or somehow end up interacting with. It might be socially your friends. It might be family because you have to, or the coworkers that you're spending time with. So you can choose to look at either the global, the social, or the personal, and kind of play with this exercise and feel what feels good to you. So what the practice itself actually is, and we'll do it. I want you to use a real life thing. So for me, I'll pick social media, my Facebook, what I'm getting in my Facebook feed lately. And you have this thing that you're going to use for this exercise. And then what you need to do is reset yourself. So the way that we reset is through an exercise I call sifting, which is actually, it's from Dan Siegel, who's a neuroscientist. But what it is you think of a memory or a time that you felt really content, that you felt really happy, at ease, that you were having some joy. I'll give you a second. Oh, and yes, Mallory, I see your comment. And limits with phone time. So that's another one that's personal. Like, how much time are you spending on your phone? It's a good one. So think of your content moment, and to try to what we call vivify that, to bring it in, to really key your body and your brain into this time. Think about what are some body sensations that you're having when you're in this really content or joyful moment. What did you notice in your body? Did it feel relaxed? Does it feel like positive energy? Do your muscles feel tense? What is it that you notice in this? And then the next part is choosing an image to go with it. So what is the image that goes with this time? It could be a moment that you captured. It could be looking at a lake, or it could be an abstract kind of like, oh, well, when I think of my cat, that reminds me of feeling content and snuggling and reading. Whatever, there's an image. So you kind of allow for the image, visualize that, you have the body sensations, and then on top of that, key into what emotion. So, I asked for content, but for you, would you say that was contentment? Does it feel happy? What are the emotions that go with this? And then the T is thoughts. And you can just put a phrase or a word or, the thought that you were having in that moment on this. So the sensations, image, feelings, and then thought. So it could be contentment. It could be snuggle with snarky. It doesn't really matter. It's all about you. And then you've got this. Kind of hold it there for a second. And now I want you to think about the thing that you were going to compare, what your first detox situation was. I know, Mallory, you're commenting, and I appreciate that. Let me see. So were you picking limits with phone time? So then you think of limits with phone time, for example, and then what shifts in your body? And this shift is super important. This is how you're going to do your detox. So what shifts? Does it feel, you feel that tenseness? Does it feel like anxiety or discomfort in your stomach? Does your heart beat a little bit faster? What do you notice shifts in your body? And that is your measuring stick. That's your temperature gauge for your detox. And it's a little bit, so this is the neurological kind of underpinnings for Marie Kondo. I don't know if you've watched her, but if you have, like, that's a really great kind of image to have for like doing this this detox. Yeah, Mallory, you felt tense in your tummy. So that probably isn't something that is helpful to you. It's actually probably a little bit harmful to you. So if you can detox yourself from it by either reducing the amount of time or going cold turkey from it, or switching what it is that you're looking at, then what you're doing is you are gifting yourself the more moments. That didn't make sense. You're gifting yourself more time to spend in what they call the window of tolerance. And I know this is a little bit more popular now, but it's just neurophysiologically, when we are in our window of tolerance, we are resting, we are healing. That is when our body is doing the most healing that it can. It's a very healthy, safe space for us physiologically, but also mentally, because when you're under stress, whether it's just a little bit from watching the news or from interactions with people, you're getting this release of these chemicals that are very, very unhealthy. They're very toxic for you, especially over the long term. So you're gifting yourself this ability to stay here in this window of tolerance a little bit more. And the more you have of that, the more resilience you're going to have for those other things. I'm going to check Mallory's message again. Yes, to set parameters that can help you and your family, especially if you have a family or kids. And I know you guys are educators, so you actually have 20 kids or more at times. So these are things that you can do with them also. But yeah, how to protect yourself, how to protect them, and then detox and cleanse, and then enjoy what it feels like for you to just be able to not have those extra stressors in your life. So I will be here on Thursday. This is it for me today. I'm going to be here on Thursday, and I'm going to talk more about building the confidence and building yourself up a little bit more after your detox. So it kind of connects to each other. But I would love to see, when I look at this later, I would love to see everyone post in the comments, what is one detox that you can do today? Because it's what? 5:14. So you've got plenty of day left. What is one thing you could do to detox today? And if you got more than one, I would love to see that too. But all right, as always, it was great to be here. Thank you, Mallory. Thanks for inviting me. Oh, share my group info. Yes, so I did at the beginning, but my group info, I have the two groups. They're both for women. Sorry, guys. And one of them is Courageously Confident, where it is all about tuning into our own courage and confidence, overcoming those blocks that pop up for us, doing things like this, like the detox, to give yourself more space for the things that you do want to do. And then my other group is Divorce Victim to Victorious, which I do some of that confidence and empowerment stuff, but that is more focused on healing after divorce and separation, and trying to, rework what goes well in your life and what needs to stay, and learning how to let go of the BS. So I look forward to seeing anyone later. All right, bye.